Hello everyone. Today we are so happy to invite Ms. Echo Yang, the Supply Chain Director of the ASG Trading in UK. And she has lots of experience in trading and supply management over 18 years. And she today she will share with us the updated market information in the UK and also Europe. So welcome, Echo. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hi, very nice to have a speak here, and hope today's sharing information will bring you some ideas about the European and the UK market in the 2021.
Okay, and today we prepare some questions and invite Echo to share with us, and she will share the updated market information according to her experience and opinion. So before we start the question, maybe we can introduce her briefly about ASG Trading. And the ASG Trading is a trading company based in Birmingham, and it's a furniture trade center for all retail solutions. And ASG presents over 1,000 products from south to north, Far East countries, and with high quality, and so also provide solutions to enable the retailers to develop business in a competitive marketplace. And you can see ASG showroom in the Birmingham, and also the next page is about the exhibitions in the UK. You can see the JFS and also the Spring Fair every year. And then here is the Echo's profile. If everyone is interested to do business with Echo, you can check out her contact here. So shall we start the first question, Echo?
Yes.
Okay. So we can start the first questions. How's the forecast trends of the European economy in 2021?
Okay, so everybody, obviously the pandemic has bring a serious impact of the economies and every aspect of our life. And in 2020, the economy has been dropped almost like a historical lowest point in the past 30, 40 years, even worse than the financial crisis in 2008. However, in the last quarter, we actually have seen the economy performance is increasing in a very satisfied level. And honestly, I have been asked again and again and again for these same questions. As a buyer, as a business person, as based in England, we have to say that we are very positive to overlook the economy in 2021. And due to the pandemic, of course, last year, the economy has dropped. June has been hit to the lowest point in the whole year. I just got some data for your reference. So from the retail industry of Europe, in June of 2020, the whole consumer spending is 1,500 billion euro. However, it bounced back to 1,700 billion in the third quarter, which almost the same as the level before pandemic. So this means that the market actually has very strong power to recover the economy. And the person saving in 2020 has hit to the peak of the last 10 years. As everybody can imagine, is that the European, especially the England, people spending and spending money every day. And they just keep buying and buying and traveling and make all the excuse, make all the reason to spend the money. However, because the restrictions and the pandemic, the personal saving has been reached the peak time of the last 10 years. Use England as an example. The personal saving has reached 2,000 billion pounds in last year, which is a phenomenal numbers in the history. And a significant growth of the economy, the e-commercial in 2020 has been grows 31% comparing to the year before of 2019. So you can imagine that when the economy, when everything being dropped to the historical lowest, the e-commercial is actually increasing, and it's 31%, which never appears in the past. So this is a very significant, very obvious signals for the lifestyles and the new economic growth mode after the post-pandemic economy. The retail sales, the evolution of the total amount of the good. Usually, of course, we understand that the daily food amount of daily goods amount food, drinks, tobaccos, it's always the largest share. And the number two usually is the fashion. However, in 2020, it becomes the electronic products and furniture, which take up 11.5% of the whole share. So this is a very special, very new trends we've been seeing from the retail industry statement, which we can imagine that the market trend is actually changing and growing, and the pandemic actually make people think what is essential for your life and what is the main focus you need to think about. So this is also gives the consumer a chance to readjust their consuming structure.
Okay.
And also the European consumer has showed a great optimism attitude or confidence of the economy in 2021, not only in Europe, but also in UK. And the very newest market survey of the consumer's confidence of the market, 65% of the consumer has the big confidence of the economy growth in 2021. This is plus the money they have. This is a great potential of the economic recovery in 2020. We anticipate it won't be significantly bounce back in 2021, but it will grow gradually. And in 2022, most of the country, most of the economy will get back to the normal before the pandemic. Can you show the last pictures of the confidence? So from this chart, we can see that the household saving rate has been reaching the highest in the past 10 years. And you can see the big difference and the big percentage from normally they stay very stable. And in 2020, it's bounced about 2.5 times of the normal saving. And this shows the positive confidence and the retail sales forecast. So that means starting in July of 2021, up to the mass vaccination, the economy and the retail industry will start growing quickly. And we anticipate in 2022, everything will get back to the normal.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the confidence. Yes, this is the confidence, the consumer confidence. So you can see that, yes, we know in June of 2020, everything dropped to the lowest, dropped to the bottom. But you can see the curve is actually increasing and getting back to, when you see the point at 2022, it actually very similar to 2016, 2018, is just get back to the normal.
Okay, so how do you think about the changes of the trade industry in 2021? What will be the changes?
Yes. So obviously, the pandemic has changed our life, our working way, and our travel. So even in 2020, and we anticipate even in 2022, the long distance business travel will be reduced because the company will not be able to bearing or not willing to bear such risk if anybody get in troubles or get in COVID. So the long distance business travel obviously was significantly dropped. And the trade risk were increasing, such as the bad debt or the breach of the contract. This is not only from the supplier side, but also from the market side or the customer side. Or it could be a train that from the end customer to the middle and then trains back to everyone. So this is the risk in the trading industry that we need to be very careful with. And the procurement will become more conservative and pay more attention on the risk control. When the economy growing quickly, everybody think about how to buy, how to make more business, how I sell. They probably will think less of the risk control. However, when the economy is getting down or getting slow, everybody will start thinking, what's the essential? What's the risk? So rather than running fast, they probably will look back to see what we need to cover. So we believe that procurement, even ourselves, the procurement will be more conservative and be more careful. And the rigorous in sourcing and selecting supplier and the supply management will become more and more careful and strict. That doesn't mean that we are not going to select new suppliers or increasing the business, but as said, that people will be more attention to what's the risk control. We will pay more attention in sourcing, selecting a right supplier. And also I need to highlight that the social responsibility audit, it's become more and more important. So more and more retailers or more and more buyers will start thinking about this qualification rather than only looking at the price and the product. Yeah. And also the external factors or any black swan instance will be change or brings the negative impact of the industry. So everybody may know that the clubs in the logistic industry in recent months, or the new regulations of the Brexit or new regulations of the social responsibility, this will be all affect the whole industry. Imagine that the logistic cost in normally from a container from Shanghai to Manchester, deliver price, it usually stays about 1,600 to 1,900 pounds or even to 2,100, that's the maximum. But now, today, it's 10,000 or 12,000 pounds, which is 10 times more than the initial cost. And this is unacceptable, but everybody's still doing that. It's blind. Everybody still close their eyes doing that. Why? People think about the business grows. However, such black swan instance may eating all your margins. So the risk control and all these external factors, it's a very important situation that you need to think about.
Okay. So there are lots of changes and also many challenges. So what are your suggestions to the industry when they're facing these changes?
Yes, so I have made this presentation and I've actually think that we come to a very good word, product. As everybody knows, the buyer is buying the product and the consumer is buying the product. However, do you really know what the products mean? And that's the key words and the key sections that every single buyer or even a consumer will consider as important. So product and quality. Of course, products design, products shape or product trend is very important, and quality is always the key. I think we don't need to give any actual word, but this is a very clear point for everybody, which is very easy to understand. Quality is always the key. And the risk control. Control the risk of your supply chain, yourself and your customer. This is very important, as say that the risk control has never become such important in procurement, especially during the pandemic. And sometimes it doesn't happen on yourself, but it could happen on your supplier or your customer will collapse the whole thing. So the risk control is very important and need to bring it into your diary that overlook what happens in your whole chains from your supplier to your end selling chain. And the operation, continuously to improve your operations. It doesn't mean that we need to add in more and more people in the operation, but on the other way, you need to see what is the essential, what you really need in your operation, especially when the margins and the competition is become such stirring in the market. Actually, you need to think about how I can lessen my waste of your management cost. Usually we have, I always checked with the customers, say, if we're comparing 10 factories price, we believe it probably may have 5% difference among all these factories. That's maximum, because the market competition is just to make everything be transparent. However, if you look at your management cost, this part, including the customers, supply chain management, the time difference, and sending people to visit the factories for the traveling and your internal different departments transaction, for the management cost, it could eat up your margin from 15% to 20%. And it's the same happens in the manufacturing. So the management cost is really something you need to look at, which happens daily and invisible. People may not think about that, but at this very special moment, I do suggest you to look at your management cost. And the development, product development, we don't even give much more word to describe how we need to do the product development. This is important to make your products being update to the market, update to your competitor. And also we need to think about the technical improvement and the management update. The technical improvement is not only about your production technique, but also including your machinery, your technologies, or whether you need to think about any automation instead of the labor to work handmade, and also your management and the information systems. This is something that you need to think about how to apply nowadays in your company to make your next development. And utility, it's more about how you think. For us, for example, for a buyer, when we're looking at a factory, honestly, we don't care whether you invite us to have a nice dinner, you give us anything fancy to us. We are very utility. We only focus the essential, that what we need. So a suggestion to both the manufacturers or in any field, even a material manufacturer, what is the essential of your business? It still is your qualification, like your factory's qualification, including the social responsibility, also your product, your production, everything related to the production and factory management. This is the essential. This is far more important than how many fairs or how many advertisements or how many emails you send to the customer. You spend all the money or you spend all the effort to develop the marketing. However, when we come to the factory or when we want to buy the products, it's nothing conform to our standard. We will still turn over, no matter how nice you are. So the utility thinking is very important. And this is something I think the pandemic bring to everybody. It's essential. And cost, it's a very important key that we always say less is more. For the competitors, now we don't need to say, oh, well, we need to lower our margin. I believe everybody has a reasonable margin, but you need to think about less is more. This cost is not only for the price you quote us, but it's a cost structure for your whole product cost, which stands for your cost structure of your management, of your technologies, of your materials, even for your supply chains and your labor costs or your everything. So to make your course be effective, it doesn't mean that we're asking you to lessen your margin. No one will do the business without margin, but you need to really think wisely what makes up your cost and what can be improved. Technology and technique. So this including the workmanship in the manufactories and the production technique and machinery and technology, which I has been mentioned in development section. But again, technology nowadays is very important. Don't think about that, oh yes, we're doing furniture, we just handmade, and nothing can be improved, rather than hiring more workers. However, you need to know that as everything moving on, labor or handmade is not that much be standardized, but machinery is standardized and automation. So rather than if you have $1 million, you need to think about you spend this $1 million to hire more people or spend $1 million to buy an automation machine. So this is the part that you need to really evaluate it and think about. And the last part is the last word, strategy. There is a book say your business needs a strategy. In our industry, as say, from the essential thinking, you really need to think about what kind of strategy to apply on your business. As a manufacturer, you are a manufacturer. What's the essential of the manufacturer is production and product. So we can, every day I actually receive a lot of emails from different suppliers or different manufacturers in the world, not only Far East, but also from Brazil, from different countries, from Russia. However, when I have 3 seconds to have a quick glance of their email, what kind of information they give us? To be honestly, if you're writing an email with more than 10 rows, we probably just have 3 seconds to have a quick glance. Mm-hmm. And this is very important that you present your company. And what kind of information will attract our attention is those who are very focused on your products and present clearly about what you are doing and what you are advanced on. We don't need to know what sort of beautiful word to describe the economy. We don't want to know that how many customers or how many difference you are with the others, but we just want to know who you are. And even at the fair, we can see many companies that they can't travel so far away to have an exhibition here in England or in Europe. But they're sitting there, they even not look at the customer, they even not build up the conversation, or they are playing their phone. This is something that you already forget. What is the essential? What's your purpose coming for the exhibition? You are not coming for travel, you are coming to the business. But what's the main images you present to the customer is a professional product production, not about a fancy look. We even don't care what you dress. So your business really need to have a strategy. You need to focus on your main focus and don't get lost or waste time and energy on the useless actions.
Okay, so we go to the next question, and it's a very important question. How to improve the sales in 2021?
So yes, as all the information above, we've been talking about reduce the long travels. We've been talking about that people will think essentially of the business. So this is all the key points that I will give suggestion, which conform to the new trend in 2021. So first of all, is focus on the effective marketing and sales actions. As a manufacturer, yes, we need to do the sales, we need to do the marketing, but you need to think about what is the most effective way to do it. Don't waste your time and energy to do some unnecessary actions and focus on your essential purpose. You want the business and you want the real customer because they come for your products and come for your production. They are not only come for a beautiful face or nice wording. Believe me, for those customers who are not focused on the essential purpose or they are not focused on your products or production, they are not the real customer. They probably make a deal with you one time. They will disappear very soon, one day. They not only disappear from your customer list, they probably disappear from the market. Because this market, it's a very sophisticated market. Every competitor are very sophisticated and wise. And we know we need to stay, how we can stay sustainable of our business. We are not only a deal maker. And your presentation need to be very convincing and trustful. So it's the same, link back to the contents I say. We are not caring about those unnecessary information. And classify and target your market and become localization if possible. This is an important, and also it's a very critical thinking of your marketing. I believe in the post-pandemic economy, you really need to build this in your marketing team. I spoke to many companies from the Far East. I say, okay, what's your main target or what's your main market? They will say, oh, my main market is American, European, all over the world. Yes, I know you are looking to doing business with all over the world, but you must know that every single market, they have the culture, they have the different people, they have different consumer group. So the market is different. The products to fitting this market is different. Don't think that you can use one product to sell 100 countries. That's the difference. Now the world has changed. So to be classified and targeting your market, and you need to understand more about your market. This is very important. Otherwise, it's so difficult to build up the conversation. That's why when we speak to some of the factories, I know they have a good intention to do business with us, but when we build up the conversation, we just always feel like there is need to something more. But what's more, they don't understand. We try to explain, but sometimes we will think, rather than explain, spend this time to explain, why don't we change another one who we don't need to explain? So this is something that you really need to be targeted. And deep develop the market by collaborating with the reliable partners or platform. So as I say, no one can do business for everything. No one can cover every single business, but you need to work, especially for today. It's a collaborating world. You need to think about who else that you can use as a resource to work together, rather than you just running there, you just go there, you just try to open the door, break through the market by yourself. Sometimes yes, you probably can do one, but you can't do 100. So this is something very important to think and change your mind. I want to eat everything. You probably need to share and eat a bigger thing.
Okay, so maybe we go back to the ASG. So how does
Yeah.
ASG achieve in getting ready to 2021?
Yes. So with aiming in 2021, we have to say that we've been preparing for this new change since 2017. When everybody was still thinking in old mode, we already thinking that what next? So in 2018, ASG has set up our own showrooms in England. And it's not only facing the UK market, but it's facing the whole Europe market. And we're very effective and targeted for our marketing and sales. We know who we are. We know what the local market is. We know what kind of customers that we working with, and we have our local service. Furniture is not something like a dish or a plate or a pottery that when you look at the picture, you already know what it is. Furniture is something that you need to touch, you need to feel, you need to see it visually as a furniture. So therefore, that's why we built up this showroom here to give the customer, rather than travel 10,000 miles to Far East, we actually bring the Far East to local. Customer can drive 2 hours or get on the train or fly over to come to our showroom, visit everything, talk to us. We have the local conversations. We have everything that it's a visible, it's a contactable images for the customer, which is built up this trust and the relationship in person between us with the customer. So currently we have about 400 customers in England and Europe. And all these customers, they stay a very good interactivities with us, which we understand what they are thinking. They are from different scale of customer. They could be online retail only. They could be online retail and the stores. They could be chain stores with 500 or 600 branches. They could be 2-3 single stores, but they are famous in local. They also could be a projector that they are contractor with the different projects. Different customer, as say, the market segmentations, different customer, they have different needs. It's not only that you are talking glossally that I do business with the world. You do business with one customer, one by one. So this is the philosophy of ASG, that we are not aiming, if I say doing a business is like we stay in the beach, we pick up every single shell rather than we say, oh, look, we have all the jeans on the beach. So this is the philosophy from ASG. And our retail solution, our retail product solutions works for all the customers and in different scale, in different model, because we have the people to understand what they need. We talk through the customers. And in recent years, although before we come in, we also stay our head office from Far East. We also have a long years, decade years experience with the European market. However, when we come here, we understand more about the market. We talk through the customer. We even see the customer from one order, two order become a middle size of customer that they getting doing better and better. And we are very proud that we grow together. The relationship is not only just buy a container, do a deal, but it's more about the relationship that we grow up together. So this is a lot strong and tighten with each other.
Okay, so how about if they want to work with ASG? How can they contact, or what's the benefits to work with ASG?
Okay, so we are very welcome to work with the Far East companies. We are very experienced and we understand both the supplying market and the real buying market and the difficulties they facing, the expectation they have. So the benefits to work with ASG, first, it's very simple and easy way to work with. You just need to do what your essential purpose. You just focus on your products and production. And it's a very effective and targeted. Benefit from ASG's model, you are very targeted. We will give you the guideline how to work with this market, and we will even give you the guidelines that what is the best, what's the products fit for this market. So this is the parts that we're sharing all the information with our partners. And ASG's online, offline showroom and one-to-one local sales, as I say, it's something to build a real relationship, not something just behind the screen. You don't know who behind your computer screen, but for us, it's face-to-face. It's a personal relationship. It's a business stunning relationship. And also we're providing financial guarantees and the risk control. This doesn't mean, as I say, that bad debit risk is increasing in recent years, especially when the economy has a big change. However, every single customer working with ASG, we have our system to check the customer. And as we are local, we have our way to guarantee the financial. This is important rather than you say, okay, I'm getting an order for 100 containers. If it ends up that you can't get any payment from that, you probably break up from your business. But we're providing the guarantees. We do all this risk control before we accept any orders or start any business. And our sustainable orders and developments to make the factories to be more focused on what you need to do, rather than when you're thinking about how to improve your production and products, you need to think about, oh, where's the business come from? So this is the ways that we give you confidence and a sustainable development. Okay. And again, don't lose any unnecessary energies and money in infection actions. So this is the way that the pictures we shows how to work with the ASG. That send your application to us. We will then arrange our multinational team, our Chinese team, or our Far East team to visit your factories. And then we will work through with you to select the right products for the market and upload to ASG's website. And for the rest, ASG will guide with you step by step. Our local sales, our local service will get everything confirmed and place the order to the manufacturers. Whenever a customer has selected your product, we will not change your order to someone else. And we place the order, it's a guarantee, and we place your order. You just focus on what you need to do for your productions, your qualities, and according to what we need to, according to our planning to arrange the container loadings and the freight and the export declaration. ASG will arranging the sea freight and the delivery until the customer, and then you will receive your money. This is all guaranteed, and this is a very simple standard way for the manufacturer to work with. And for the next page, you will see all our contacts, and we are very welcome all the suppliers or all the manufacturers to contact with ASG. We are looking forward to hearing from you. And this is all our contacts that you can get on our website, and you can also email us for your applications and your information. We also have a web chat in China, so you can you can contact our web chat and just keep in touch with us. We are looking forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Echo. Thank you so much for sharing a lot of information with us today. So let me.
My pleasure.
Page. Okay. So I think today is all of our sharing today. Thank you again, Echo. Thanks for your time. And I think the manufacturers and the visitors get lots of updated information from you. And
thank you.
Yeah. Any words to our guests?
Thank you very much. And if any feedback or any of your comments, do contact us. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.